Hi, this is to show a few techniques. The first one is how to get an image off of Google and then have a Creative Commons license for it so you can use it anywhere you want. I've typed in bumblebee images so I can go get a bumblebee image to put in a logo. I don't have time to create the artwork, so I'm going to let Adobe Illustrator create it. So I went to Bumblebee Images and I'm going to click on Images. You must click on Images, okay? Now, in doing that, you want to click on Tools right there, and then you want to click on User Rights and go to Creative Commons Licenses. Sometimes you have to either donate to the person or you have to give them credit, okay? So what I want to do is just go find a reasonable bumblebee image, hopefully on a white background, and if it's not, on a light background, that would be fine, that we could use for our logo, a cute little bumblebee, hopefully. And I could even type in cute bumblebees. I don't know what that's going to do, but this is all the Creative Commons licenses that are out there. This is just not all the bumblebees that are out there. So I want to find a bumblebee image that is going to work for my purpose. And sometimes it takes a bit. I may have to go back up to the top because I just want like that one on the white background, but that's not a very good image. So what I want to do is just locate. So just give me a second to find an image. I'll probably pause this right now, okay? And I will come back with a good bumblebee image. Okay, so I changed my search pattern. I went bumblebee on white background, and I found this bumblebee right here. The shadow may give us a little problem, but we'll work on that, okay? So I'm going to just drag it to my desktop, and I'm going to open that in Photoshop to create just the bumblebee. So I've opened it in Photoshop. I'm going to zoom in to it, and I'm going to try to kind of get rid of the background. So to do that, what I'm going to do before I save it is double click the layer, and then I'm going to make a new layer. And I'm going to turn off the bottom layer, click on the top layer, hit the W key for the magic wand, and I'm going to put the tolerance here down to about 10. Normally it's 32. So when I click the white, I'm going to leave contiguous off, okay? Which means that it won't find any whites inside. So now I've clicked it, and you can see how maybe it wasn't the right thing to do to put it on 10. Maybe I should have put it on 20, but I can also shift click that one right there, shift click until I get a better version of that, and I kind of like what's already happening. Then I'm going to get rid of a little bit more, okay? So what I've done here is I've gotten most of the white background. It's not perfect, but I've gotten most of it. So what I'm going to do is to try to select the gray. I was going to just make a copy layer on it by hitting Command or Control J, but I don't have to. Not yet. I'm going to hold the Shift key and see what clicking the gray area here does. So I'm going to click that gray area, click all the little dots that were part of it, and I think I did a pretty good job of isolating out, for the most part, after I hold the Shift key and click that gone. Hold the Shift key. I don't have to hold the Shift key anymore, but I didn't like the fact that I got rid of the bumblebee area here. So I'm sorry for all of this, but I'm going to hold the L key, which is the lasso, and I'm going to subtract by holding Alt or Option. I'm going to subtract this from it. And I know that this might be a lot, but I'm going to subtract this from the bumblebee here because I don't want that area there to be gone, nor do I want these to be gone. So I hold, in the lasso, I can hold Alt or Option, and I can subtract from a selection. So you can see here how I've got a pretty good amount of just that bumblebee. Okay, and I'm happy with that. I really am. I think it's good. Okay, so what I'm going to do, oops, there's that one right there. So I'm going to marquee that. I almost missed it. It wouldn't matter. I could have gotten rid of it later. Whoops, I'm sorry. In this case, since it's outside the selection, I have to hold the Shift key in order to add that to the selection. And that's cool. Okay, so I've done a real good job of isolating that bumblebee. Could I have drawn a path around the whole bumblebee? Yes. What I'm trying to do is just hit the delete key, and now I have a bumblebee on a background. So I'm going to deselect, and I'm going to go to File, Save a Copy, because I can turn it into a PNG file then, which eliminates the background. So now I'm going to just say B. And I have a BPNG to my desktop. That's perfect. And I'm going to hit OK. And now I'm going to close the file. So, and I will save this file, and I will just call it BPSD file. Okay. Now I can close it. Now I'm going to take the PNG, and I'm going to open this in Illustrator. Okay, so what I want to do is to create a piece of artwork that I can use as a logo, so I can use this bumblebee as a graphic logo. And what I wanted to show you was an example of that from a student. So let me pause it one more time. Okay, so this is an example of a graphic bumblebee used in a logo. Okay, this is also an example of traditional drawing with a logo that shows some creativity there, and also the fact that it has manipulated letters. So you can see here how it has the letter K with a little bit of a distortion taking place. So I'm also going to show that in this on how to take a letter or any shape. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. A letter or any shape like this V right there that I have that I'm not showing the full version copy on. Let me see if that's it. And I'll show you how to distort this. Okay. So, and to do that, I use a displacement map. But back to what I'm going to do here. So what I want to do is open Illustrator and bring in that picture. Okay, so I'm going to actually just go over here and right-hand click and open with Illustrator 2024. So now that I have that in my Illustrator file, I want to open up the layer and I want to duplicate the image. So in duplicating the image, I won't hurt the original, right? So now I select this one. I go to Window and Image Trace, which is right there. I put it on Color. And then I get to choose how many colors I want. I'm going to try just like 6 colors. So let's see what 6 colors does to this. And I just hit trace. And now once it's done the tracing part of it, you can see that it's already done and it's created a very nice version with the colors that I like that looks very graphic. Again, I'm going to hit Control Z. There's the original and there's the image trace. Now I have to expand this image trace to turn it into paths and to get rid of this white shape that's going to be in the background. I'll show you what I mean. So I leave the image tracing there and I go to Object, I leave it selected, and I go to Expand. And I expand the fill and the stroke so that it actually turns it into paths. Now it gave me a path. Let me move the image trace window over. It gave me a path, so I'm going to use the direct selection tool and just click on with the direct selection tool this background, and you can see if I move the background how it's just an outline of that, and I'm gonna now hit the delete key. Now if I marquee everything, I have my path. Now if I want to change my B turned into paths, if I want to change colors on it, look at how I can select that color right there. Go to Object. At this point, I'm going to duplicate the group so I don't mess up my original, which is a really good idea. And I'm going to lock both of those other layers, the original picture and the original paths. And I'm going to leave that selected and go to Select, Same, Fill Color. Now I can double click this and I can change it to anything I want. I can make it any color I want. I can do anything I want. And look at how you can create some pretty amazing, look at, I have that selected. Let's try to go to select same fill color and do a little bit lighter purple. So let me move this over and let's just select a little bit of a lighter grade off purple. And maybe that'll be kind of cool. I don't know. So now that looks like a pretty darn good graphic bumblebee. Okay, I probably should have left one of those as dark, but I'm going to Control Z it back until it's all the way back. And then I'm going to, again, leave it selected, and I'll just alter it to a darker purple. So it kind of looks like that. So it'll still retain its bumblebee look, okay? Now, that is how you create your artwork for your logo. If you want to do it kind of quickly and let Illustrator do some of the work, most of the work for you. Now, what I told you was I'm going to go into Photoshop and I'm going to save that as. So I'm going to save it as an Illustrator file, and I'll save it to the desktop so I don't lose it. And I really don't need PDF on, but I'll just leave it on. And now I'm going to go to, in the same movie, showing how to create this displacement of this. So I have this letter. Let me hit the F key to expand this to full screen. Never mess with an original. So I'm just going to call this number 1 so I know which one it is. And I'm going to duplicate it so I have one copy. Okay, so on this, what you need to do is to find a folder that you can use as a displacement folder in order to do this very quickly. And I have a displacement folder on my Google Drive, which I can, send you if you need me to send it to you. So you can actually email me at sauriolb, as in boy, at macomb.edu and ask me for my displacement folder link, and I'll do that for you. But I'm going to now, with the copy selected, I'm going to distort this. So I go to Filter, Distort, Displace, and I'm going to displace it with a map. And I'll explain to you that black in the map is going to greatly affect this edge of the V. White is not. So I'm going to do it to a 15 and 15% scale on the horizontal scale and the vertical scale. I'm going to distort it. You can change those numbers if you want. So I'm going to click OK. Now when I come up to that, it says, well, where is your displacement map? So I know, and this is probably going to drive you crazy, that I'm going to go all the way into my 2300 old folder where I have displacement maps, and they are right there. Now I'll give you that folder, but I'm going to open it up and I'm going to show you by hitting my space bar that these are different black and whites. Now I'm going to use that one to displace the edge. Really cool. White will not affect it. Gray will affect it a little. White will affect it not at all. If that's what I said. White not at all, gray a little, black all the way. So that's what I mean. Try to tell you at 15%. So when I double click it, look at how it distorts that to still a letter V, but maybe 15 was too much. So let's just go to filter, forgot where I was, distort, displace. Let's do it to 10 and 10. So I'm going to go to 10, tabbing to 10, click OK, and see how you can experiment. And I'll still click on the cracked and peeled old paint. Now that's less, and that's cool. Did a beautiful job of that. And that is how this artist distorted the bottom of the letter K. Now they melded that with their original letter. So you could leave the original letter on if you want. You can click up to the one that you displaced. You can add a layer mask to it. And I know this is not totally the way I want to show you, but I'm going to I'm actually going to take away, look at how I'm going to drag the mask to the regular V. Okay, now I'm going to click on the mask of the regular V. There's the regular V. And I'm going to take it away from this point. So see how you can blend two things together. Now I'm going to add a mask to the other one as well because I want to take away this side. So do you see how you can really do a nice job on taking a letter form, and you can have it go, I need to get rid of that little bit and that little bit on the bottom, and then that's a good way to show you that I have a mask showing that side of the regular letter and that side of the distorted, displaced letter. So I hope that helps you, and you can take this technique to anything you want. It's really fun. Thank you.